what's going on? My name is Alan Hallis and I want to make this video for you guys, just kind of talking about my experience. So I was diagnosed with COVID over a week and a half ago. It was on Tuesday, I believe it was November 3rd, and I'm still in quarantine. I have to stay quarantined until Friday, which is tomorrow. So yeah, it went by pretty fast. I was kind of driving myself crazy, like talking to myself, having weird conversations and shit. It wasn't cool, but it is what it is. But yeah, so 2020 has just been a complete fucked up year for everyone, and it sucks, but it really it shows what type of person you are, what kind of character you have when you are dealt with very tough circumstances. And this goes for anyone in life, and how you react to it, how you bounce back, and what you do as an individual to overcome those obstacles. So diving in a little deeper about going back into the story about COVID, if you just found out that you have tested positive for COVID, or you might be worried that you have it, or you're a hypochondriac or someone you know is hypochondriac, I really hope that this video helps, because that's why I'm making it, because I'm hypochondriac myself, and just like I took very informative notes and like kept a daily journal of my symptoms. And luckily, I'll say it right now, like I am luckier than most, because I know there were some people who had COVID. A lot of people have had COVID and passed away from this virus. So luckily, I did not have any type of like severe chest pains or respiratory issues. So I was very lucky when it comes to that. But yeah, let's get into it. I'm going to talk about the symptoms that I had as they came on day by day, and what I did to kind of recover, and as far as like supplements and just different ways of trying to feel better. So first symptoms that I had, the first symptom I had was a dry cough. And I normally don't cough much, but I woke up, didn't think much of it because it was only a cough. But I was like, oh, okay, just my hypochondriac self is like, oh shit, do I have COVID? I immediately thought that it was COVID. But yeah, I just went on with my day. And then I'm laying in my bed, I'm just chilling. And then I started to get some chills. I'm like, oh no, this is not good. So yeah, I threw the blanket on me, felt better. Then I started sweating profusely, then threw it off. So just going back and forth between chills and sweating profusely, those were really the first two symptoms that I had. Nothing crazy yet though. Then throughout the day, later that day, I wanted to buy some type of thermometer because I needed to get my temperature taken. I wanted to find out if I had a fever, because it was still bugging me that I could possibly have COVID. Like, I didn't think I did, but it kept like something kept nagging away, like, oh shit, you might have COVID, Al. You better get your temperature taken. So I go down to Rite Aid, try to get one of those no-touch thermometers where they put it right to your forehead. Went to Rite Aid. That shit was like $68. I'm like, you serious right now? That shit's freaking crazy. So I said, hell no, I'm not buying that shit. Went to 7-Eleven to buy beer and asked the cashier if there's a thermometer for sale. And then she said, you're lucky, there's one left. And it was like a little digital one. It was $6.99. So ended up buying that and hopped in my car, ripped open the package, put the thermometer under my tongue, and boom, what do you know? It was like 100.8, which is a little above fever. So, yeah, I was like, okay, I probably have COVID. So I went home, just kind of chilled, monitored my temperature, and it was still between 100.0 to 100.8. It was in between that range, which is nothing too crazy. So went to bed. decided I'm going to sleep on this and wake up in the morning and see how I feel. So I woke up, all the other symptoms that I had were still there. And then I woke up with a pretty bad sore throat. And then I took my temperature again and then had a mild fever. It went up, it was like 101.3. So that's when I'm like, all right, I need to get tested ASAP. So I called the health department and scheduled an appointment. They couldn't get me in for like, it was like a week and a half or something like that. So I asked her, I'm like, is there anywhere else that I could just go through a drive-through and just get tested? So she's like, yeah, you could check out the Sabres parking lot, give them a call. So I set up an appointment. They got me in the same day on Wednesday, one day after my symptoms. So yeah, my test was at 4:30. So went to the drive-through testing spot. Never went to one of those before. Pretty simple process. It was pretty easy until we get to the actual test. It was so goddamn uncomfortable, and I'm sure you might have heard that before, but I don't know if you know there's different types of COVID tests. This one is brutal. They shove like a 9-10 inch thin tube up your nose, and she's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna count up to 5 and then slowly twist and turn it. It's gonna be uncomfortable, but we'll get through it. And it feels like it's like 20 seconds, and she's literally counting it. And I started crying like a 12-year-old girl after. Not really, but there were tears in my eyes. It was just from an automatic response. But that was not comfortable at all. So after that, they're like, oh yeah, keep checking back on our website for your results. So Friday, 2 days later, I logged in and my results were there and it said I tested positive. And between those 2 days, some other symptoms that I've developed was complete loss of taste and smell. I also had lightheadedness. I had head pain too in this occipital region, which is like the base between your neck and head. And then it kind of spread to my temples and almost like a band, kind of like a cluster headache feel. I still have that actually right now as I just touched my head. But so those were the main symptoms that I've had. I was very closely monitoring any type of chest pains, tightness, respiratory breathing issues. Luckily, I didn't have that. I didn't have any shortness of breath, thank God. I didn't have any chest pains or respiratory issues. So I know that is one of the big indicators of COVID. Maybe more severe cases, but luckily I didn't have to deal with any of that. But another big symptom too was just fatigue and just feeling lethargic. It really, like, all I wanted to do was sleep. You really notice it if you have COVID, because that feeling is just, it's so weird. It really is. It's hard to explain unless if you're actually experiencing it. So those are some of the main symptoms, and I'll go into now some of the remedies that I've consumed during the time of recovery. So a shitload of orange juice. I went through like probably 5 gallons of OJ, which probably isn't the healthiest because of the sugar content, but I really don't care. Add a lot of vitamin C and D in it. So yeah, a lot of OJ. Bought zinc too. I've been taking zinc because what if the president said he feels better than he did 30 years ago? He feels better 20, 30 years ago from taking zinc. So our good old president said he recommends zinc, so I was like, all right, I'll give it a shot. And I think it worked a lot. I think it helped. It actually did help out. But zinc, OJ, some ibuprofen to remedy the head pain. That was it. And a lot of rest, obviously quarantining and just hoping for the best. That's just really what it was. And now I am on my last day before quarantine. before my quarantine ends. And yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. All my symptoms have went away pretty much except the head pain. Feeling pretty good. And yeah, just grateful, appreciative that I was able to not have terrible side effects from COVID. I mean, I say that they're still doing tons of research on long-term effects. I mean, I have no idea. Maybe 6 months from now, I fucking have like a cyst on my lung from COVID or something. Who knows? But when I say that, I'm talking more so respiratory and chest pain, like that, stuff like that. But yeah, my advice to anyone that tests positive COVID, especially if you're younger and it's not a severe case, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna feel tired. You're gonna have head pain. You're gonna have sore throat. You might lose your sense of taste and smell, but just hang in there. Be smart. Quarantine. Drink a lot of OJ. Take some zinc. Eat some chicken noodle soup or tomato soup or whatever, and you'll start to feel better. If it is a more severe case, and I pray and I hope the best, because this is a real thing. I hate people who say that this COVID virus is not real, or it's a hoax, or it's for some type of political agenda. It really isn't. That's for another conversation, debate situation. Like, I'm not gonna go into that now because the shit pisses me off. But just know, there's a reason why people are dying from this. There's a reason why different guidelines are coming into effect again, because the number of cases are going up, and they're going to continue to go up if us as citizens and human beings do not continue to wear masks and washing our hands and just following proper guidelines, because this is a real virus and it's killing real people. So I hope this helped. Please leave any questions in the comments, private message me, whatever. I'm here to help. But thank you very much, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you.